All right, we're gonna see if we actually know some ball today or not. This is gonna be a lot of fun. WNBA up in the lobbies. As you guys can see, I am staring down at my phone because I am on the clock. But NBA finals start tonight. That's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll do a little pick'em thing for that. But I think we just gotta for the sake of me, Nez, we just gotta just jump right into being on the clock real quick.
Holy shit, you're about to auto draft. Like, we don't even know what your stacks are. Oh, well, of
Dude,
course you're doing M's because you're just a homer. Okay, there you go. You gave
classic.
yourself a Manzardo Q. Awesome star method, flawlessly executed. Danny
Oh, we
Jansen
need to
can't do that. Get ready to learn Dalton Varsho, buddy. Oh, no, he's going Brent Rooker. Okay.
I guess we
No, you probably have Woo on that team too. All right, what do we got going here? Oh, there's the Woo Julio start. Anytime you can get a single for Julio, you got to do it. All right, there you go, Dylan Moore. Nice.
Dylan Moore. Okay, we got to build out a secondary stack here with Brian Wu. This is a hell of a feat to the fire to start a stream here.
Yeah, I would do a little George Springer. They got a rookie going for the Orioles. He's you know, he's of course he's a good prospect because he's an Oriole, but he's a lefty, and Springer's heating up, man. So get some of that Springer before everybody catches on.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, man. Have you been in the streets for Daytime Diamond, for the main baseball contest, or for the WNBA yet?
Yeah, a little bit of everything for your boy. I did a few of these daytime diamonds. It was really fun to, it's a really fun slate. These 4-person drafts and no ADP makes for like some very, very fun draft rooms because, scrolling down is actually filled with really good players because the projections are just kind of goofy and meaningless, to be quite honest. So fun to take advantage there. I only did a few. Because I was doing some best ball stuff. Actually, I just finished a 7th inning stretch draft. I did a BBM, unbeknownst to me, with Spags on Splash Play. I saw him in the lobby, and I was like, oh, I guess Spags is streaming. And then as soon as I hop in the stream to like give him a like, say what's up, he goes, I'm in the room with Nez, and Nez is doing a lot of things that are way different than me. So we'll be seeing basically like shots fired. Like, all right, Spags, that's cool. I thought we were buddies. I'm supporting the show. But I've been doing some main baseball drafts as well too. So I've been going at it today, man. I knew we had an early show, so I've been getting my reps in.
Dude, I mean, I'm quite impressed with you that you were able to get all that under your belt before I even got a coffee down my throat. So props to you for being the real drafter out here.
I'm putting in work, man.
Dude, being different isn't necessarily a bad thing, though. I mean, like I was thinking about this a little bit last night when we were doing the show with Pete there and all this sort of stuff. Is like our bubble routinely has consensus year over year over year, and yes, it's an amalgamation of like a lot of smart people doing research that arrives at the same conclusion, and people are doing like the nitty gritty, the under the under the rug, under the dirt,
under the hood.
research under the hood to get there, right? And it's cool when we arrive at the same stuff, but like that's not how we all win, is it? Like someone's gonna have to find something that's a little more contrarian, a little more unique. Someone's gonna have to be the robust RB bro, or the elite tight end bro, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the only thing I've really been doing weird is just pushing up Debo, and I actually passed on Debo on stream. I had CeeDee Lamb fell to me at 3 because the 101 I think went Tyreek Hill 101. So Spags took CMC, and then I had CeeDee. So I was like, a CeeDee Ayuk start seems more rare in BBM than CeeDee Lamb. So I was or CeeDee Debo. So I was like, you know what? Let me let me do Ayuk on that team, and it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, man. Like I think that's like one of those instances where it's just like the falling ADP is your diversification, right? And that's a good thing in isolated moments, right? I mean, yeah. I think I just shut the book on those daytime diamonds. I think I might have got up to 20. I'm not sure if I did. How many did you do, Nez? Did you say?
Just a handful. I think I did 4. Yeah, just 4.
Okay, who was your grossest scroll? Because I want to share mine.
Well, I guess nothing too crazy, man. You know me, I'm a chalk donkey. I
Hey,
have
worked out last night.
well, I mean, was Josh Smith chalk? I mean, hat tip.
Chalk game environment. Yeah, and hitting
Yeah,
third or fourth.
yeah,
Yeah,
but he
it's
wasn't
chalk.
obviously taking very much. So Jimenez was my grossest scroll, and Nelson Velasquez, but he's sitting today for some reason against Logan Allen, so I got to get a swap for that.
Okay, not bad. Not against Logan Aller, Tanner Vibey, and I
Oh,
was
sorry. Why did I think Logan Allen? Was he up in
because I was thinking about this the other day. He pitched yesterday in relief for Jordan Montgomery for the D-backs. And it's kind of crazy that like the career trajectory, we basically had both of those guys like side by side, kind of like Brian Wu and Bryce Miller. We were like side by side with those guys in all the pre-draft season, and everybody was like, yeah, they're both coming up, good pitching prospects. One's left-handed, one's right-handed. We don't know which one is like the quote unquote better of the two. And now one is pitching long relief for a different team, and the other one is the front end ace of this staff. Like it's crazy how that sort of thing happens when guys share similar trajectories.
Yeah, those are like very similar. You know, they were very highly touted prospects coming up, and now, yeah, Logan Allen is where he is.
And it wasn't even that long of a timeline too. It was like a year and a half. Like
Yeah,
it wasn't even like it's not even like it happened like crazy. My grossest scroll this morning, Nez, was none other than newly acquired, most likely starting in center, not in center field, in right field this afternoon. Victor Robles, Seattle Mariner. That's as far as I went on the scroll the F downs today.
not surprised. Not surprised. I couldn't do any Mariners today, dude, because I got my boy JP Sears on the mound. So
Yeah,
what
it's true.
do you think, man? I can't go against my boy Sears. So I was loving that.
Yeah, no,
It was
absolutely.
a fun daytime slate for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just like it was super, as you like to say, ambiguous, where it was like everyone was between 3.5 and 4.5 run total, and there was some decent pitching for a 3-game slate. So pretty fun to get to there. Yeah. Apparently we're on the clock in a hound dog. You want to make a pick for me here, Nez?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Let's call in the ringer here. Who do we got going?
We currently have I guess we're on our 13th pick. We got 12 picks under our belt, a 1-4-6-1 with Tua, Josh Jacobs, James Cook, Raheem Mostert, Austin Eckler, Tyreek Hill, Devonta Adams, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Mike Will, Xavier Legette, and Evan Ingram.
Happy learned how to putt. Nice team there, Johnny.
I was really hoping that that Trevor Lawrence would come back to this team, and he did not.
Yeah, that would have been nice. I think this team is probably going to. I think this team would be great with Aaron Rodgers. It just feels way too soon.
Okay,
One dynamic. I mean, maybe one
only 6
dynamic of
picks. Yeah.
yeah. One dynamic I've noticed is Hawkinson in the slow drafts falls like crazy. So definitely been enjoying the Hawkinson scoops in the slow drafts. I've kind of talked about it maybe more like off stream than on stream, so it feels like I talk about it a lot. The Hawkinson pick to me feels absolutely fine. I mean, sure, it's not going to hurt or help your advance rates. Like that's very obvious. TJ Hawkinson is a low advance rate play. But when you're talking the 13th round and assuming that he can come back and play, you know, and be healthy, and like that's the assumption that I'm making here. He has one of the best range of outcomes at tight end, especially at this price. So depending on what tight end I get ahead, I'd like Hawkinson there. But you know, with Mike Williams here, I don't know if Malachi Corley is still available.
I imagine so. Yeah, 169.
Yeah.
He could come back and make it a double.
Yeah, I would do that with old Mike Williams there.
All right.
Get you a double stack. You could use a different another QB at this price with Tua. I don't know that Tua is going to have enough enough to give you, an advancing team on his own without some help there.
All right, Aaron Rodgers. It is. Are we concerned that Tua came in looking like super slender? Have you seen these pics?
I mean, no, but like he's never been like a big guy, right? That's not like his like MO.
Yeah, that's fair. He just like looked like have you seen the picture though? Like it looks considerably less muscular.
No, I have not.
Okay, I'll pull it up for you in 1 second there as I click that. There's some a lot of love coming on in the chat here. Normally give everybody a little bit more attention than we are right now. I appreciate the GMs, WNBA Day. Yeah, we're gonna try our best, Billy. We're gonna try our best. Ty Chandler goes right after that one, who is whom GA suggested we take there, but there's a little. He said both Minnesota guys there, so I'm not sure if he was.
Where does he get his
little,
ideas?
Yeah, a little favoritism, a little homer there. But we got to thank our guy Numi too, coming in here, gifting a Badge Bros membership out to somebody. Let's see. It looks like Seth got it. Wobie got it there. So perfect. Love to see that. Great stuff.
What a saint. Thanks, Numi.
I see why you were keeping this takeoff stream.
Go back to the spreadsheets, nerd. Some people know ball.
That is a very, very good comment. Oh, I respect a good laugh out here. Okay, I'm gonna go to Josh Norris's timeline for that picture because I just wanted to show you, and I think it was kind of interesting. Did you see? There's two things football related I want to talk about. Actually, did you see Kyler from yesterday's comments about Greg Dortch?
Yeah, I saw Maddox quote tweet was hilarious. That said, "Fact check true." He needed the Trump like Patriot fact check called this true or whatever that funny pick. But he said best receiver in the league if he's 6'3". Well,
yeah,
if I was the richest man in the world, I'd be rich too. Like it's
that's a good clap. I like that.
I mean, if things were different, they'd be different. Oh wow.
So I don't know. Maybe it's a bad angle. Maybe it's just like not a great photo. Maybe like the sleeves. You can note that the sleeves on the left-hand side are rolled up comparative to like loose and baggy on the right-hand side. That obviously sinks out your biceps a little bit when you're wearing the extra large fit instead of the size medium. Like, I don't know, man. Is there anything here? Can we take anything away from this, Nez?
This looks like Tua next to like an AI version of Tua that is supposed to be him in high school. Like those like LeBron commercials when like LeBron is like sitting next to high school LeBron on the bed. Like this is he looks younger here. I think he found the fountain of youth. I'm in.
I don't know. He kind of looks like his brother here. Like he looks like he hasn't grown up yet, but you're right. He does. Fountain of Youth is a good spin zone angle there for that. That's fun. All right, let's jump back to the platform here, Nez. Daytime Diamond looks like it is giving it a refresh here. It is full. We got the three bagger Thursday. We got the triple play, and then we got the return of Thursday night hoops, the buzzer beater, and all that is WNBA related, which is a 2-game slate. There, I had to learn me some WNBA this morning a little bit, and I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to fake it, Nez. This is going to be like us doing the hashtag, or like you doing the hashtag model.
This is way different. This is way different. The model tells me the answers. All right, WNBA. I don't have any inputs. All right, I know my puck, bro. Okay, the model's the model. Let's not. You watch your mouth.
Okay, well, we have no model. Let's just say that we have no model.
Yeah, no model. I don't have any inputs. It's brand new.
Vibes-based WNBA drafting. But I think we should start with NBA final and some of the stuff that's in the Pick'em lobby. We can now get up to pick 8 on that. And though we don't have any teams in the dance, we will obviously be monitoring the NBA finals closely. Let's start like super dunce cap, zoomed out, bro. I think everybody's knee-jerk reaction take is going to be Celtics look better on paper. Celtics are getting Zinger back. Celtics haven't been tested yet in this postseason. They're fresher. They're blah blah blah. Celtics in 5, Celtics in 6. Like that's going to be like the overarching mantra of the talking heads on the television. Are we in agreement with that, Nez, or do you think there's some wrinkles that we can throw in here?
No, I mean, I really think that this is going to be a good series. I really do. I think
Yeah.
you could very easily like say this is the toughest opponent that the Celtics have had to face in the finals, like far and away the best opponent they've had to face in the finals. I mean, the Celtics are clearly the better team in my opinion, but the Mavericks have the best player in the series here in Luka, and I think that is like far and away, the best player. Like Jason Tatum's very good, but Luka is far and away a better player than Tatum. And when you have the best player in the NBA Finals, tends to matter. So
Yeah.
I think I think the series goes to 7. I will say that I think the Celtics end up winning, but I do think that this is going to be a 7-game series. I certainly hope it is, because it would be awesome for this to just be, because I've seen a lot of like pushback from like people from a lot of different people, not pushback, but just like negative comments, I guess, on this finals matchup. And I don't know, man. Kyrie Irving in the finals is going to be so sick. Seeing Luka in the finals is going to be sick. This Celtics team is just loaded. This is like you have two dichotomies here. Like Celtics are not necessarily a super team, but they are a complete 5 versus the Mavericks. That's like two stars. It's like two different teams, two different makeups of teams going at it. I'm really excited to see how this goes. I am honestly like very surprised that the Mavericks are plus 200. I think that is that's a bit large for my liking. Okay. I'm sounding like J-Mac here. I know J-Mac's the biggest like Mavs bull on Twitter right now from our really good picks, but man, I think that plus 200 is nice for the Mavericks. I think this is going to be a close game.
Okay. Yeah, it's a 6.5 spread there. Started at 6. Zinger got ruled in, turned to 6.5. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it from like the lobby and the pick'em stuff angle here, but like, yeah, I'm in lockstep with you. I think it's gonna be a very exciting series. Maybe one of the best backcourts ever going against a complete 5 that is probably a good 7 deep of like 5 all-stars deep, and then a really nice 7 rotation. I think a lot is going to hinge on the Mavs side if they get performances from the center position like they got in the previous 2 series. Hopefully Lively is, he's taken some tough balls and landed on his head. This time off for the Mavs would be very good for getting Luka's body back to form and hopefully getting Derek Lively's body back to form too, because those are obviously Luka, but like I think Lively is a very intricate part of this series in terms of how they're going to guard Zinger, Al Horford, and hopefully win the glass here, because they're going to have to against some really good defensive rebounding guards and small forwards there from the Celtics side. I look at this on paper and I see like the path to the Mavs winning is simple in quotations, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Luka and Kyrie take over and your role players just do enough, right? What is the blueprint for the Celtics on the other side there? Does it have to stem through the 2 J's? Is it just make it rain 3-pointers like they've done all effing year and be the best 3-point shooting team in the league? Or what do you think the formula is for each of these teams?
Well, I think for the Celtics, they, like you mentioned, like Luka and Kyrie. I think it's like making the role players beat them from the Celtics. So I think the key for the Mavericks, like, they're going to do that. Like, this is such a strong defensive team on Boston that like you need PJ Washington to be that generational shooter that he's not, but he was in the OKC
the first
series.
4 games. Yeah, the first 4 games of OKC. Yeah,
if he's not like shooting over, like if he's not standing on his head, and lighting it up from 3, it's going to be tough, man. But you got a well rested Luka, you got a lot of rest in between these games, so Luka's going to be able to really go all out. So yeah, it seems simple, like make the other guys beat you, but like Luka's good enough that he can beat you on his own. And then from the Celtics side of things, I mean, it seems simple from them on their side. I think like defensively, obviously, like I just mentioned, and then I think offensively it should just take care of themselves, man. Like they've got five guys that can all like kind of Drew isn't necessarily a shot creator for himself, but all these other guys, man, can score pretty easily. So I mean, I think really it's just like defensively is like their focus, and then the rest should take care of itself. Is sort of how I'm seeing it from my vantage point.
What do you think? Who do you think they put on Luka? Like, do you put Drew on Kyrie, or do you put Drew on Luka? He doesn't have enough size to guard Luka, right?
No, I don't think so. I think
Yeah,
Drew locks down Kyrie or attempts to.
yeah.
I'm really excited to see Kyrie because Kyrie. I mean,
Kyrie revenge series, baby. He's a little
oh,
bitter. Oh,
I would love to see Kyrie get another ring, man. Big fan of his game, especially against Boston. Oh my god, that'd be euphoric.
let's put on our sports talk radio idiot hats for 1 second here and
I
talk
never took
about
mine off, man. But go ahead.
and talk about Kyrie getting a ring in this series, like hypothetical here.
Oh, we're talking
Does
ring talk. Okay.
right? Yeah. We got to go ring talk, bros. Um, do people slander it in the same way that they kind of slander the LeBron dragged him there, Luka dragged him here kind of narrative? And it's Kyrie's never been the guy. He's just like the auxiliary piece. Or do you think Kyrie gets his due? I mean, I think he's a future Hall of Famer no matter what, so I don't think it really matters. But like, what do you think the lamestream media thought process is?
I think it's going to depend on his performance, right? It could either be all about Luca or it could be like Kyrie. I think it's going to be way more about Luca if they win, right? I can't see too much being talked about Kyrie unless Kyrie just has like a generational series, and then it's going to be like, wow, like he's one of like in our time, like some of the best finals performances that we can remember, just because he had that amazing, that 3-point shot in against the Warriors. Like that's like that will be forever one of my favorite sports moments ever. So he does have a chance to, kind of make some iconic moments, which like would be cool because he's a great basketball player.
Warriors, Cavs, those 3 out of 4 years or whatever it was, like those are some of my favorite basketball memories, like period. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like those were like my peak grinding in WOSOP days. So I was down in Vegas. So like the whole place is alive, with NBA finals. It's buzz from sunset sunrise to sunset every day. Like everyone's just talking hoops. Everybody's ready for hoops. And then it trickles right into summer league. And then like everybody's celebrating that, rolling into that. Those were some of my most fond hoops, like kind of like era, just watching those games in like packed sports books and stuff like that. Where it was just like, man, the energy, like, oh, blocked by James. And like, oh my God.
Yeah,
that was some of the best basketball.
Yeah, I would love to get something like that here. So maybe Lively's been playing really well. We get like a little bit. I mean, Lively's already kind of like broke out, I guess, in the mainstream here. But I mean, in the finals, if we get like some major performances from Lively, that'd be fantastic. I mean, I'm going to be playing Lively double doubles in the pick'em lobbies every single game. Like it's just it's way too spiced up, man. It's way too spiced up. Lively's a beast, man. I mean, he's the best center on the team, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the way he's been playing in recent memory, man, like he's I don't know how to use like a non-cliche to describe it, but like he's just like so like fiery. Like he's like the energy guy. It's like when Gafford's out there, it's like kind of stagnant, protect the rim a little bit, get your 1.8 blocks per game. He has like one fire you up play.
Yeah, like sometimes he gets some like cool dunks, gets everybody fired up.
Lively is like an absolute wild card, right? Like he plays like his hair's on fire and like he's just going for every board. He's crashing, he's banging, and he's just like that young, youthful energy off the bench that is like so fun to watch. But then he's also the guy that like Luka and Kyrie are like, why the fuck are you over there? Come over here, and screaming at him because he's in the wrong set for like for like certain positions, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, this is Nick. It's so simple, right? It's almost like he's 20 years old, right? Yeah, it's just like but it's so cool to see him in a finals as like a 20-year-old. I
Yeah.
was laughing at the duality of man here, the Mavs and 4 Celtics and 4 jokes back and forth. Pretty good here. Dale with a nice little flex here. He's got to root for Luca because he got him a 7K. Ooh, not a big deal. Big flex there.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Um, all right. What do you say we check out the lobbies here?
Yeah.
We saw our guy Nick put one on the tweet machine there earlier. I was paying attention. He had that aforementioned lively double in there and the Luca triple in there. I think maybe they don't correlate amazing, but like I do think they're definitely both plays that feel like fun to start a build with.
Yeah, yeah, you can like I could take or leave putting them on the same exact entry, but they both feel like Luca triple double always feels fun, and like I said, lively double double. I like even more just because I think it's a probably better outcomes to hit, and and it's not that much cheaper as far as multiplier goes.
Okay.
And then they have those dimes. Did you see that dimes special?
No, where was it?
So
At the
Tatum.
homepage.
Yeah, so if you play, I think you might have to play Tatum assists or just play Tatum. I have to double check, but if you play Tatum in an NBA in an all NBA pick'em, for
Okay.
every assist he gets tonight, you get a discount on like so. Let's say he gets 5 assists tonight, his points pick'em will be discounted by 5 points tomorrow for you or for the next game in the lobby. So if you
Oh, interesting.
yeah
Okay. Okay. So FF Dune say no, just Tatum. So it doesn't have to be Tatum assists.
okay.
It just has to be Tatum. So if you play Tatum as part of a pick'em in this one, we'll get a discount for the following game. For game 2, we'll get a Tatum discount.
Yep. Yeah, and it
Okay.
has to be all NBA. It can't be any other sports.
Okay. That's good caveats, good knowledge there. I have okay, we're definitely gonna have to work in Tatum here then. That
Yep.
one feels good there. I think we are sold on the Luca and Lively stuff, are we not?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be triple dub, but like, I mean, I'm gonna take Luca like every game in this slate. I mean, dude, 31 and a half points for Luca. I know that that's a lot. I know that that is a
Mhm.
lot.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I'm taking that. Like I like the points here, man. There's no way Luca is not going to be chucking.
Okay. Well, let's build a 3 that is like super fun. That
Cool.
is like high multiplier where we use the Luca triple.
Sure.
We use your favorite and or the chat's favorite Jason Tatum one there, and then we use the lively one.
Okay. I know Nick put in Tatum boards, which I think is a pretty decent call there. Like all these, I don't like you're not it's tough because like there's nothing like inefficient here
Of
with
course not.
these
Yeah.
projections. So it's really just a gut take. But Tatum being 27 flat out, I think I would probably take a higher on Tatum points.
Okay. Higher on Tatum points it is. I like it. The other one that you said was the rebounds one that Nick said as well.
Yeah, but now it's now they docked it by 0.1, so too sharp. Classic classic Nick
Classic
with the
Nick.
sharp play.
Yeah. Nick with a good one here. Yeah, I did see this. The celebration there, and then Finley takes away
Yeah.
his beer.
What the hell?
I don't know, man. That was pretty funny though.
I wonder if that was on purpose and he's like, yeah, like, hey, big boy, like you don't need any more calories. Let's get you a Mick Ultra or something. Like, what's going on there?
The job's not done. Okay,
Ooh,
we're putting one.
baby.
I'm putting one BBM entry on this bad boy. The Luca triple double, the lively double double, and then we can go into the intricacies of like the lively one. Man, the lively matchup feels great, especially against like Zinger comparative. Like this might be like his softest 5 matchup he's had the entire postseason here. and he was doing the double thing against I don't know, maybe Chet is like softer than Zinger because he's just like less filled out, but yeah.
The one thing that like I guess like concerns me, like obviously we love Lively, we just talked him up and we just put $25 on him to get a double. I do wonder like like defensively, like if they run this starting five, and like when like can he hold KP on defense? Can he hold Zinger on defense, when he's on the court and he has to guard him, and like out on the perimeter and whatnot? Makes me wonder. And then like offensively, like does he does he kind of ruin things on offense for the Mavs being out there because he's not a huge threat other than like in some pick and roll stuff? Makes me wonder. But they're gonna definitely I think try to get Zinger on Luka, right? Like that's almost certain unless they don't switch that.
Yeah, I think you're saying that's what the Mavs will be looking for every trip down. Yeah.
I did, right? Like wouldn't you think?
Yeah. I would think so. Yeah. I mean, I think you'd be looking to run that high side screen and roll and get that switch. And I think you can do it almost every possession if you just run it with Kyrie as well. Like if you get Kyrie on the big too, like that,
forget about it.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think that would be like the basis of their attack would be to exploit the 5 on the Celtics. Like that just feels like evergreen. Like just get your best guard to get a switch onto or get your best ball handling, rim attacking player to force a switch onto their 5. That just feels, that feels good. I'm very interested to see what they do with Zinger's minutes. Like it's been a while since he's played, right? I don't know. Like I kind of have this like hot take in the back of my mind that I wanted to implement in the pick'ems here is like he comes out. Zinger has been renowned for this. He's done it all season long. He comes out, he scores in a big way. He's a focal point of their offense. When he's fresh in the first quarter, they attack with him, and then he disappears. We saw it on so many slates this year, and I think just like the potential that this team's been playing well without him. Horford's fine. Like, they used to do the on-off rest during the regular season between the two of them. Now that they have both of them ready, I think they're not going to like, take it easy on Zinger, but like I do think there's chance that his minutes are nowhere near the ceiling in which we were seeing at times during the regular season.
Right, so like sub 30 potentially.
Yeah, and I think that means he comes out fast. They attack fast with him, and you do something like first quarter with Zinger stuff, and then you do Al Horford like over the course of the game stuff.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an interesting point from Nick that they're going to need Lively even more because of the Zinger spacing on the floor. I mean, that checks out to me. I mean, Horford spaces the floor, but not in the same capacity in which Zinger does. Like they can both shoot the 3, but Zinger is like a big time space the floor guy on the offensive end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hodge, man, I'm sorry. We are men of multiple talents, multiple sports, and so much range out here, bro. We did BBM yesterday with Pete there. We did Superflex the day before. Today we are dipping our toes in the multi-sport universe here. Apologies, my friend. We'll be back tomorrow. Okay, let's do one last quick one here that entails. I like that one. I like to do I want to see what the Porzingis first quarter stuff looks like. Get him some early touches. Yeah, I think he starts. I think they get him some early touches. He's renowned for being an early scorer, and then I think they kind of like take their foot off the gas a little bit with him. Not that they're monitoring, but they monitor a little bit. And then I think Horford becomes like their guy, and this 6.5 just it seems so low to me. I mean, especially for a big who can shoot the 3.
Yeah, it does seem low, doesn't it? And I think that if the game and the rotation plays out how you just like kind of outlined, then this is a really good play. I do like it.
I think traditionally speaking, these two things would negatively correlate, but I think if you just think through the ball knowing angle of it, and my assessment could be completely wrong, right? Like this, they could just come out here and they just go, okay, Zinger's back 33 minutes and we need him to space and blah, 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 right? But I do think it's going to be a little bit closer to like a standard 5 rotation. I don't think they play alongside each other a lot because I just don't think they need that. They have enough size without it. It doesn't feel like that series. And the other side, like the Mavs don't really play lively alongside Gafford, so I don't think you need to go there. Yeah, anyways, this is the thesis, but I need one Mavs piece from the other side. Nez, do you have a lean in any direction for that one for me?
Yeah, I like Kyrie 23.5. I've
Okay.
seen this be 24 and 24.5 sometimes. So yeah, and in the finals, could probably expect him to get his shots, get his looks a little bit more than his typical season output. So I like him to go higher than this.
Okay, cool. I like that too because I think this is like, though the site doesn't deem it correlation, I do deem it slight correlation in my mind that if you do get like the Horford playing more minutes here, like the thesis of this entry suggests, that does benefit Kyrie for the switch.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right. Two. Wait, what? Oh, I was like all set. I was like new verbiage that caught me off guard when I did that.
Yeah, confirm lock.
There we go.
Nice.
All right. I'm going to drop that one in the chat for everybody. I'll drop it in the private chat for you too, Nez, if you want to rock with that one. Is there anything else you want to say on NBA Finals and or make for NBA Finals? Run Good Rick suggesting Luka first quarter points. I could see that one going either way, man. Like they were doing the switch thing, right? Throughout the last series, and it was like Kyrie was doing the second half bit, Luka was doing the early thing. I could see that going either way, man. Like I think they'll just take what they're given opposed to like forcing the issue in the capacity, which it looked like they were in the previous series.
Yeah, most likely. Those first quarter pick'ems are always fun. Yeah, I don't really have any other plays. I think I like what we did. I don't want to like really force too much else here. But the one thing that I thought was interesting was like I was looking at Jaden Hardy's pick'ems in the last series against Minnesota, and like he oddly just like was filling it up, and like I mean not oddly because that's all he does is shoot, but like getting more minutes than I expected in those series, and like taking his lowers because I didn't think he would ever have an opportunity to get there, and he's got these like it's almost like an event based type of play with Hardy. So it is interesting. I feel like I don't know. I don't have a play here, but Hardy perplexes me because he gets out there for like 4 minutes and he's taking like 6 shots. He burnt me on this. I was taking lower on his 3-pointers. I didn't think he'd ever get a chance to actually put one in the cup, but he's burnt me on every time. So
yeah, he did get a lot of run at the tail end of last series. It was kind of surprising.
Yeah, it was like kind of random to me. I was like, oh, nice. Like, yeah, I'll definitely take lowers on Jaden Hardy. Like, yeah, I liked him whenever there was like 4 injuries and I knew he was going to get 20 minutes, but not in the playoffs.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, man. I don't know what they saw in the matchup. I don't know what they saw in terms of like limiting minutes and that sort of deal. Nez, I really wanted to try and do I want to have a little skin in the game for the NBA Finals right now. I want to do a little $25 3-man here. I'm going to create one, and then I'm going to share it with the chat here. First 2 people to jump in here with us, click that link, join the draft here, and we'll have ourselves a little ball because I know the big contest isn't there for everybody that drives everybody into this platform for NBA, but like Brad's saying, he's done a bunch of these 3-team cash ones last night, and it's not bad. Like, yeah, it's definitely fun, man. It is definitely fun to do. Let's see if we can let's get two of you guys in here for this one. And there we go. We got one in there.
Yeah, it's not too bad because if you don't get Luca, you still I would probably prefer the 3 pick if I didn't get Luca. But it's still not too bad. Like it's definitely like a tier break. It is a tough decision. If we do get the 2 here, like what would you do? Oh wow, and like all this blue is and these headbands are throwing me off.
We got Brad in here, and then Hodge, who says he's only a football guy, is going to show us some diverse knowledge here.
All right, buddy, let's go.
Get ready to learn NBA. All right, so I think Luka's the clear one. We roll the 1-0-1, which is just unfortunate for everybody else. We appreciate it, Hodge. There we go. Brad's in here as well. Copper Prices wants to see the 500 head to head. How rich Copper? Come on, man. What do you think? I made a money out here. Come on.
Yeah, so if you're Hodge and you have the second pick, because like I'm fairly certain Brad is going to go Jaylen Brown and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Would you do Derek White? Because I think for me, it's a decision between White or Porzingis. And it seems like you'd probably go White based on like the minute projection that you were talking.
Yeah, I think I would. The Holiday one's really interesting because we saw him do a lot last series, right? It's just with Holiday, do we envision them trying to exploit the matchup versus Kyrie? Because like if you're the Celtics, who do you want to attack? It's probably Kyrie. Where do you want to hide Kyrie on the defensive end if you're the Mavs? Probably on Holiday, right? Yeah. Where do you want Holiday on the defensive end? Probably on Kyrie. So now is it do we just try and let Holiday attack Kyrie? I don't know. I think I kind of prefer the Holiday to White. I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see how it plays out tonight. But if I was drawing it up from either side, I think that would be the matchup that I want. I'm not sure there's much of a
nutted. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's much of a decision for us here. We take Holiday, we take Zinger, and hope Zinger plays, more than 22, 28 minutes, which I do think is definitely range outcomes here. These are only 4 round drafts, not 6. And we'll have a very interesting decision with this last pick here because it's going to be kind of like the quote unquote grossest one available.
Yeah, so I'm trying to forecast ahead here. So there's 4 picks ahead of us. We might be looking at Derek Jones Jr. or like Peyton Pritchard here.
Yeah, I guess.
Because like, I'm not taking 8 minutes of Hardy. I mean, for me, it would be Derek Jones Jr., right? Give me the guy that's going to play 30 minutes.
Yeah, and just hope for the best kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, PJ goes after there. Derek Lively goes 9. Horford at 10. Like Horford, like this team. Yeah, I don't know. Does the advantage of having Luka negate the like? Is it negated enough by the 12th pick here? It might be. It might be to make the like 2 and or 3 hole best.
Okay.
Hodge takes Jared Jones there, and I just don't see how you could not take Gafford, right? Because like we know he's going to play at least 18 to 20. All these other guys, I mean, I guess Peyton Pritchard would be the safest in quotations of the secondary or of the bench Boston options, but like his floor is somewhere, especially for a finals matchup, like his floor is somewhere like 8 minutes, 12 minutes. We haven't seen it recently, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for this game 1 to see what these matchups look like and see what these like how these teams respond to one another. It's going to make for projecting obviously like much easier for the upcoming games, but it's going to be a really fun matchup, man. I can't wait.
Yeah. Did Hodge win, Nez?
I think Hodge did a really good job. I think, he worked with what he had. When you get the 2 pick, all you can do is just take the best plays. If he gets that legendary PJ Washington shooting performance, I think Hodge might be running away with our cash.
Yeah, I think that's what, if you had to pinpoint what each of these teams hinges upon, like Brad's team hinges upon like Kyrie scoring and Lively having the game that we hope based on our pick'em entry. Hodges depends on the ball getting out of Luka's hands and into PJ Washington in the corner, and Washington puts up 25 points via 4 threes or whatever. And our team kind of just hinges on Zinger playing real minutes and Gafford out playing Lively. There's the paths. There's the paths to success. All right, Nez, let's do it. Let's rip off the Band-Aid here.
All right.
Let's get into these WNBA streets. I want to ask you a question here that Carlos is bringing up. Do you think the WNBA coming to Underdog is part of like the Katie Clark effect? Do you think this is like such a big deal that now it's like, wow, there's so much more garnered interest in the WNBA now?
I mean, that's a rhetorical and loaded ass comment there by Carlos. Let's just get that out of the way. Because, like, what even is the Caitlin Clark effect, and how do you define it? Because she's bringing attention very clearly. She brings attention to the league, but like, she's not the best player in the WNBA.
Sure. No. Yeah. That's entirely fair. But do you think there's more eyes on the WNBA this year because of it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. She's creating storylines. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind. And it's how, it's good that there's more eyes on them. I think, there's nothing wrong with more sports, man. We love entertainment, more revenue generated for everybody involved. Now the WNBA being on Underdog is because of the freaks that watch the show and hang out with us. That is why there's WNBA on Underdog, because they're leaving money on the table by not offering it, because we can fill a WNBA contest no matter what. Literally, right. No matter what, WNBA can get filled. Yeah, you don't have like the same amount of liquidity, the same people playing, but the fact that you can auto draft this sport and and have zero concerns about what your team looks like makes this like free money for the platform, and free. And I'm gonna take some sweats, man. I'm gonna be playing a lot of WNBA. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I got to learn some names here. There's this Washington team. I don't know a lot of their players. They kind of remind me of like the Pacers. They have like they got a lot of spread out minutes there.
Okay. So they run the rotation deep here. Let's now we're getting into it. Let's get some ball knowing.
Let's just go.
No. I want to hear some ball knowing here. If you've been doing a little research here, because my research thus far is I know the team names, dude. I know New York is the Liberty. I know Atlanta is the Dream. I know Washington is the Mystics, and I know Chicago is the Sky. And I kind of know the first 3 players off the board. What do we know beyond that?
We know that the Liberty are like a super team. They're super good. Washington, I think, is not good at all. I mean,
they're one of them is 0-9 right now. Is it Atlanta or Washington who's 0-9 right now?
I actually don't think it is Washington, but like Washington did not seem very fantasy friendly for us.
Oh, why is that?
I mean, just because the rotations they run are just
Washington's 0-9.
Yeah, they run really deep rotations, and nobody seems to be offering a lot fantasy wise for us.
Okay, so let's make the comps here. Washington is the Blazers. Washington is the Blazers because they're fully healthy right now. They're full spread minutes. They don't know what to do with Scoot Henderson. They have no idea. Are we trading Malcolm Brogdon at the deadline? Who knows what's going on here? So they're completely spread out. They don't know if they're showcasing for trades or if they're just kind of like tanking for next year's pick. But they don't know what to do with the minutes. There's your comp. Comp guy's back. All right. Next team, Liberty. Liberty have the best player on the slate, right? Cover girl here. Brianna Stewart.
There you go.
Nailed it. All right, good. All right, I know that's like knowing McDavid. That's how embarrassing that moment was for me. Is she the best play on the slate? What is her comp? What is the Liberty team comp?
Ooh, the Liberty. Well, the Liberty right now are what are they? They're the Sun are they're undefeated. The Connecticut Sun. The Liberty is 8-2.
Uh-huh.
What would the Liberty kind of remind me of? I mean, they're like one of the best teams.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't know
Are they top heavy in terms of their star power? They got Sabrina as well, who's high up in these ranks too. It's like is it a 2-horse team? It's a 2-horse team. 3-horse team?
Yeah,
Okay.
Ionesco is pretty good. Sabrina and Jones,
Okay.
Jonquel Jones is pretty decent too. But I've been taking a couple players over those two.
Ooh, that's
I got
spicy.
spicy ranks, man.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. We are hopping in. 4-person drafts, 6 rounds. I no free ads, but I was kind of struggling to find like projections and stuff like that for this. I did find that RotoWire has some NBA daily projections here with like the minutes and all this sort of stuff. How accurate, how good they are, I don't know, but RotoWire's been around a long time and it seems, pretty decent here. So there's something to work off there. Des, what were you using resource wise?
2024 per game stats.
Box scores, dude, man. Okay, I want to just like doesn't UD use RotoWire projections? That's a good ask. I don't know. I'm not privy to know who uses what. I'm not sure where they come from, to be honest. And I don't think they explicitly say. But this is, dude. This is like, if you want an edge on this platform, here comes your edge. I mean, here's a sport that not a ton of people, even the sickos, know about or like deep dive right now. We're turning back the clock 5 years by using box scores and whatever. If you want to start building out some projections and like doing like I know ball stuff, this is your sport right now. Nez, who do we take with the second pick here?
I think you go Ryan Howard here.
Whoa, hat tip to the former slugger of the Philadelphia Phillies, Ryan Howard. Okay, interesting. So that's our stance. Wow. Okay, so the second player, who was the second player, fell all the way to 4 there. Is that normal?
That's how I have it.
Oh,
Mabry. Yeah, it seems like she's got a hell of a matchup against this Washington team that does not appear to be very, very good at all. But I like Ryan Howard because I like my stocks, man. And
okay,
Howard seems to be getting stocks by the half dozen.
Okay. Brad says he's up to 100 drafts in here and says Jones goes second or third majority of the time. So there's a lot of stock being placed on this Liberty team. Okay, I saw you tweeting away here that Liz Williams is the gal you need.
Yeah, I mean, I can't leave a draft without Liz Williams.
All right, let's take her in the second here. 18 minutes, 21 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know where you're seeing that. Yeah, Liz is how would I describe? Sort of like getting a lot of stocks in there. I was gonna say,
what position does she play?
Buddy, I don't know.
Oh. Okay, here. This guy, man. You're trying to sell me on Liz Williams. You don't even know what position she plays.
It doesn't matter.
It looks like forward.
Yeah, she gets blocks and stocks.
Yeah. It's interesting. They're listing their lineup as like 3 forwards, not a traditional center. So it looks like the Chicago Sky plays small. I will remind everybody when we talk about this and like when we draft in this, that the biggest edge and the sport in which the biggest disparity in their winning results. Okay, Nez, make this pick for me.
All right, let's see here.
Angel Reese. That's a sick name.
It's a sick name. She's a sick player.
Elijah Edward.
Yeah, take Angel Reese. She's dope. She's a rookie.
Okay.
Do you know you say that like you don't know who Angel Reese is?
Dude, no. Like WNBA has never been on TV in Canada. Like this is like
she's a rookie from LSU. Like she's a star.
All right.
She gets boards by the dozen.
Yeah. Yeah, like I literally yes, Nick. I do not know. But yeah, it's interesting because like I will remind everybody that Alex Baker and here we go again. And Adam Levitan were both huge WNBA crushers on Redacted site because it was where the biggest edge lay because they knew ball more so than
Chenedy. Somebody took Chenedy Carter. Is she gone? Apparently.
Yeah.
I'll go. Aaliyah Edwards is gone too. Holy crap. I guess Dana Evans, dude.
All right. We got 3 Sky players. Is that negatively correlated?
No, because the Washington's terrible, so it's all good. But
is there blowout risk? Do we know the spread on that game?
Let's see here.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's only 3-point spread.
Oh, interesting. For a team that only has no wins in their first 9 games. It's crazy that the spread is only 3. Big Snacks saying that John doesn't watch ESPN. John doesn't get ESPN. I don't watch a lot of traditional like
CTN,
sports
right?
media. No, TSN.
TSN.
We got TSN and we got Sportsnet. And TSN is a direct affiliate of ESPN. And like it does show like WNBA and stuff like that, but like there's just such a greater priority on like baseball and hockey during like this window of time. Like the ESPN in the States is like really making WNBA a thing. The trickle down effects have not come yet. All right, Nez.
I got Samuelson up pretty high. Let's take Samuelson.
All right. That's a little run back off of our Chicago stuff there.
Yeah, this is a minutes play.
Carly with a K and an IE. That's alpha as fuck. Like, you know, we're not coming out here Carly with a C and a Y. If you're going K and IE, that's someone I need on my team.
Yeah, this 6th round gets a little tough, as you would expect from a 2-game slate. 4-person draft. 6th round is always a little difficult. Let's see. We'll see what we get. I'm surprised CPT went that high. I don't have Cheyenne Parker Tyus that high in my ranks.
Interesting. Okay. I want to scroll the F down here.
Buddy, you cannot scroll the F down in the 6th round of a 2-game slate. The scroll down options are at the top of the queue.
Dude, Crystal Dangerfield? Are you kidding me? Dude,
this is like single digit minutes on like all of her game logs. This has got to be Steph.
All right. Dude, these are some all name teams though. There are some sick names out here.
Great names.
Jade Melbourne? Like named after a city? Nas? Yo, does Nas spill over?
We have a new Nas.
Nia Coffey, Amir Coffey's wife? Question mark?
One thing. Okay, here's what I'm going to look up right now. Diamond DeShields. Any relation to Delino?
I don't know. Yeah, because then she'd be fast as fuck.
Yeah, let's find out.
Delino DeShields was quick.
Yeah, that's all he was. Nothing else. She's the daughter of Delino DeShields.
No, she's not.
Swear to God.
Oh my God, we needed her on this team.
Damn it. Oh, that's fire.
Brad giving us some meta here. Carduso as a scroll down. We didn't get there, did we?
No, I don't even know.
Let's see.
I don't know who that is.
Carduso. Wow, there you go. A 14 projection.
I got to see the box scores. Let's see the
Camila Cardoso. 11
Okay.
minutes, 18 minutes. Brad, tell us in the chat what's standing out about her matchup tonight. What we like from her. Gonna ape into some minutes against the Sky tonight, or what? I will remind everyone a couple things when I was looking through, like when we do our show and we pull up Roto Grinders or whatever. RotoWire has like this with like their main op plays and like their projected expected lineup and stuff there, and then the projections, which I said earlier, were available there. And then Underdog, obviously, they have the WNBA like in the same vein as they run the NBA Twitter account. They have the WNBA one as well there. So you can go ahead and see that Diamond DeShields now has the probable tag because she participated in shoot around. So they're giving the real updates here, and they got the who's starting grid right here. There we go.
Let's
Got to
go.
get your alerts on. Got to get your alerts on for that. Be the exact same. So they have Diamond DeShields starting there. Dude, Diamond DeShields is our, dare I say, diamond in the rough for this slate, man. Delino DeShields' daughter, who participated in shoot around. This Chicago Sky team's nice. Angel Reese too.
Yeah, they're fun. They're up and coming.
Agumba Wale's sister is in the league.
Yeah,
Nice.
Dare. Yeah, she's really good too. She's like one of the best players in the league.
Nice. Okay, cool. I am learning myself some WNBA on the fly here. We will definitely be mixing in some of these drafts, and it's clearly the fill rate is beautiful. I love this. Like, I love that the hoops sickos are getting in here.
Let's see how much ball you know, John. Who do you think is the best player in the WNBA?
The girl from Minnesota. I don't remember her name. I don't know it.
I don't think that's right.
No? Who's the best player in the league?
It's Asia Wilson, man.
Oh. Who's Asia Wilson play for?
The Aces.
Oh. Vegas.
Yeah.
Asia, like A''J''A.
Yes.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Has she been around for a while, or is she young, or what's up with this?
Yeah. She's been around since 2018.
Okay.
But yeah, I had like a Top Shot moment whenever they announced, whenever they released those back in the day, whenever I was still ripping packs over there. So that's how I got put on there. But yeah, Asia's nice.
Dude,
Kelsey Plum's teammate, says Clay.
There you go. Good, gal. Oh man.
Yeah, Vegas is loaded. It's Aces versus Liberty, basically.
Oh, really? Okay. That's
my generation's Cavs Warriors.
Aces won 2 years ago, right? Or did they win last year?
I don't know.
Don't remember. Okay. Well, I
don't ask me too much.
You know who Asia Wilson is.
I do.
Yeah. Maya Moore? Amac throwing his hat in the ring for.
It's gotta be Maya. It's gotta be Maya.
Oh yeah, Maya. That's definitely gotta be Maya. Maya. What an idiot.
I just remember Lisa Leslie. That was like the first WNBA player I ever knew.
Yeah, I think my generation was Sue Bird. All right, bro. I gotta learn me some WNBA, but I'm glad to see that the people are filling the contest, and I'm glad to see that the chat is absolutely on one. Brad's saying that Vegas is back-to-back champs, so they won both of those years.
Yeah,
sounds like Brad knows ball, man.
Brad's out here spitting knowledge for us.
Yeah, no, I respect it. Hey, if anyone in the community is a through and through WNBA expert, I will gladly have you on the show for a slate coming up. So just slide the DMs. If anybody is interested, I'm more than happy to oblige. If you can you can demonstrate some knowledge, or if you take down one of these slates, I will gladly have you on to talk some WNBA in the future to school me up a little bit. Nez has got a little bit going on here, but I am I'm gonna admit this is probably my weakest sport, Nez.
Yeah, it's mine too. Maybe up there with baseball, because I don't know. I don't know anything about baseball. So
Hey, well, that's a good pivot into baseball because you did find yourself in the top 10 last night, I believe. I saw that top 10 or top 10 adjacent. You had a couple lineups in there. I said to you before the slate there, you were all over Yankees and Rangers and whatever. And I said to you guys that I thought this was the best chalk slate I'd seen all year, where the Yankees looked like the Yankees looked incredible to me on the old spreadsheet stuff, and Rangers looked really good as well. And as such, I knew I couldn't get a ton of entries in there. So I just scrolled the F down and went crazy with everything contrarian, because I was like, there's no way I'm getting the nut chalk combo when this is the best chalk I've seen. I mean, that was better chalk than some of the Coors slates that I had seen. But yeah, congrats to you there and being all over it. What are we thinking for tonight, dude?
Tonight is pretty interesting because there's not a lot of good pitching on the slate. We've got the best pitcher on the slate is Bailey Falter. So
okay. Bailey Falter against the Dodgers. Here we go.
Yeah, that's chalk. No, it's definitely Sonny Gray going against the Rockies in Busch. So, love that. And then Hulk is obviously in a great spot as well, but wind blowing out a little bit in Chicago. So watch out there against Lou Bob, but clearly like the second best option, as you can tell by ADP and, just knowing that the White Sox are not good. That definitely helps. And then number 3 for me. Oh, good.
No, White Sox coming alive a little bit in recent memory since Lou Bob came back, like back-to-back games where they scored some runs at Chicago there. I played the shit out of them yesterday. Just wasn't quite enough because Lou Bob was a flat 0. I was just going to say on the Lou Bob point, like he comes back, second game back, right? First game comes back, he homers. Second game back. I'm not sure. I love the dude. I think he's incredibly talented. I'm not sure there's a player in baseball who gives up at bats as lazily as he does, where like that's what he looks like at the plate. You know what I mean? Like
I'd have to watch again and with that in mind.
He swings at anything and everything outside of the zone on certain given nights where it's like there's just like certain nights where you can watch one Robert at bat and you're just like, oh yeah, he's going 0 for 5. Like Eloy was similar to that, right? Where it's like I can watch like one at bat of his and see the swings and see the approach that night and just be like, oh yeah, he's mentally taken tonight off. It's weird, man. For such a talented player, it looks really strange. And last night was one of those nights where he's just waving at everything. He had a couple gross little sword swings and whatever. Anyways, when you brought up Lou Bob, I just had to get that take out there in the world. I'm not sure there's a player that I don't know.
I'll have to be like on the lookout for that whenever he's a Pittsburgh Pirate and I'm watching his ABs every day. It'll be frustrating, but
you already saw that with who was the right fielder who was left-handed who had a speed power profile for the Pirates like 8 years ago. That was supposed to be Gregory Polanco, right?
Yeah,
Gregory Polanco, same profile player, but little lower down the talent spectrum sphere and left-handed instead of right-handed.
Injuries ruined his career.
Oh, he took some bad swings at baseballs when he was healthy.
Injuries ruined his career. Let's just leave it at that. I think we were drafting. Was he actually in some of our Dinger player polls? I think so, man. Wow. But we mentioned Gray and Hulk for pitching. I like Reynaldo Lopez here against the Nationals. I like Stroman against the Twins. A nice strikeout matchup. The park isn't ideal, but that's a pretty decent matchup. And Hunter Green, also not a great park, but always has like that high ceiling outcome with the K rate. And then Bueller against the Pirates, definitely in play. I don't think he's the SB3 for me. I don't think that he's looked sharp enough to warrant that. I know the Pirates are not anything to be afraid of, but I take Stroman over Bueller like every time. And Reynaldo. Like I said, Reynaldo is one of my favorite picks, all things considered, today.
Okay. Sounds good to me, man. Yeah, Ronaldo Loki getting a little bit disrespected here relative to the output he's had. I probably won't be touching. I see the ceiling for Hunter Green, but I probably won't be touching a ton of that. I mean, just Great American Small Park, man. It's always got me shook. Yeah, but we just saw Reds pitching do well in course before that. As you alluded to, wind blowing out, bumping up bats there for Boston and the White Sox a little bit. Just in general with the wind blowing out, it looks like the only weather spot on the slate. I know there's a little bit of like misty rain stuff that could play in the slate. Oh, macro reminder for everybody, this slate does start 20-ish minutes earlier than usual to turn it from a 5-game to a 7-game. They added the 6:40 Eastern games to it. So I really, man, I like that a lot. I think it's a really good decision. So I commend the platform for doing that. But just pointing out that maybe there's a little bit of weather with those first 2 games, but by Ross model suggests that it will be gone. And then the only one was the bumps to the bats at Chicago, as you were alluding to, which, when the weather turns in Chicago, formerly US Cellular, I have no idea what they call it now.
Guaranteed rate field, baby.
There you go. Guaranteed rate field.
Just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, does it ever. Guaranteed rate field does play up for bats when summer rolls around. Okay, Nez, in terms of starting lineups and players you're liking and stacks you're liking, what are we looking at here? What's good chalk? What's bad chalk, etc.?
Well, on paper, like I said, like there are some exploitable matchups for us. For one, obviously, like the Red Sox with the conditions and this dude Woodford on the mound. I don't know if he's an opener or what, but if he isn't, like it's the White Sox. They're not good. So love this top 3 that you just highlighted here with Devers, Duran, and O'Neill. Gotta wait to see the starting lineup to know who else we can stack there, but I would definitely think about getting up and down this lineup today. O'Neill being ADP 21 is like awesome because you can really just pair him with your Red Sox stacks whenever. But Devers and Duran seems to be a little bit harder to get. But once we get this lineup, I'm definitely going to be looking to pair different teammates here for sure. Cal Quantrill's been having a nice start, but I'm looking at the Cardinals, man.
Okay. Yeah, Cardinals coming alive, as you alluded to in recent memory there. Going back home, which is obviously a little less better for hitting conditions.
Right.
But yeah, to the Red Sox lineup point, I mean, they got a 5.2 run implied total courtesy of people at RotoGrinders here. And yeah, man, like Valdez has been going nice recently. They've moved him up to second in the order. Connor Wong going to be hitting. He's got some pop right in the middle of that order. It's not as pertinent to get to catchers on our platform versus like Redacted, but definitely some consideration there. And then Jake Woodford, to the point there, he is getting progressively stretched out. So he's not an opener, but he'll probably only go 3 or 4. So he's definitely not going to be in consideration for us to play. But yeah, he's definitely on the lower end of the spectrum of pitching on this slate. Yeah, definitely want to attack him there. Wow, look at this Rockies implied total once they leave Coors. Keep your eye on this series over the course of the weekend. I don't think it's going to be today. It's kind of weird that they're having this is like a classic Thursday is split a little bit between series ending and series starting. So there could be some weird rest and there could be some shifting in lineups like we saw in the early slate there. But Nolan Jones is going to come back. His rehab assignment was cut a little bit short. Then he was took a couple days off. Then he came back and yeah, anyways, the Nolan Jones is expected back sometime soon with an asterisk. Could be over the course of the weekend. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, back to the slate here. Nez, anyone you want to bring up? Starting from the top, you said Walker Buehler hasn't looked like himself. Will you be getting to Pirates then, or is that rhetorical based on your hat and your affiliations?
I'm definitely getting to the Pirates, man.
Yeah, anytime you can get to the team that's going to have 11 singles and bleed you to death, you got to do it, right?
Got to do it, man. I like their lefties here. Let me get a little
Okay.
Cruz, a little Brian Reynolds hitting from the left side of the plate, and and Nick Gonzalez, who's the hottest hitter in baseball. Give me
Okay.
give me a little bit of those three for sure.
And
And
you
then
failed to mention my favorite one.
Rowdy.
No, Sawinski back with the big club. Give me
Yeah,
Sawinski over all those guys. At
hit a
least
home
he's
run.
contrarian.
Hit a home
Yeah.
run off of a glass now, so maybe he's waking up. But he's been putrid so far this season. But maybe he's figuring something out. Who knows?
Yep.
The Dodgers obviously look really good, but
Uh-huh.
I don't think Will Smith. This is the third game in the series. I don't think Will Smith is going to play today, and he's got a pretty high ADP.
Mhm.
I joke about Bailey Falter, but like the results are the results, dude. And like he's putting up zeros on the board, and he's doing it, with like, really soft contact allowed. He's getting into like the sixth inning with like 60 pitches thrown.
Yep.
I don't know what it is, man, but guys just cannot square this dude up. Now, I'm not gonna fade the Dodgers completely, but I'm just saying, like, at a certain point, you got to respect it. But I think the market is sort of baking this in because Mookie Betts is not like the 102 today. And, if this was Bailey Falter of, 3 starts ago, he probably would be.
Mhm. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he's got 3 straight quality starts. He's gone over 6 innings in the last 3, 7 and 2/3, 7 and a third. Kept the pitch count low, as you're alluding to, 81, 97, 83. So, like, even a little more gas left in the tank. Doesn't really strike anybody out, though he did have
No.
5 last time out against Toronto, but Toronto is Toronto in terms of strikeout matchups there. But yeah, I like the shout that you're going to get a funky Dodgers lineup today, period. Like, just leave it at that. I think you're definitely going to get Austin Barnes in there. I think you're going to get some form of weird outfield stuff. They did do Hayward yesterday because they are facing the lefty today. So maybe that keeps Teoscar in this lineup as a lefty killer. But yeah, just good macro thought process there. I agree with you in terms of yeah, we probably see a Will Smith rest day there. Twins came alive a little bit at the tail end of the ball game last night. Yankees chalk got home in a big way. Aaron Judge continues to just smoke baseballs. Royce Lewis has homered twice in his 2 days or 3 days back from the IL now. He just is a revolution for that team and that lineup. Anyone in particular you're targeting in this game, or are you a respecter of the pitching?
For the Twins, I am definitely I'm getting to Judge and Soto like very very often. Now as far as like the stacking options for them, I am like kind of not like I'm not running to the podium for any of their stacking options, but Pablo Lopez has definitely had an up and down start to the season, so it's there's a chance that he's still kind of scuffling right now, and it's in Yankee Stadium, so there's a small ballpark, good for home runs. So I probably will get some stacking there, but Judge for me is I'm taking a lot of Judge once again. I'm never not going to for the rest of the season, I don't think.
Yeah, entirely fair. Getting to the hottest dude on earth with some of the most power on earth seems good. This is a matchup that we've seen multiple times now in the last 2 weeks. This Nats versus Braves, they always seem to be playing each other, and they always seem to have Mitchell Parker and Ronaldo Lopez on the mound for whatever reason. It feels like I've seen this game like 5 effing times. Parker shut them down one time before. It's not going to scare me from getting to right-handed sticks, or primarily right-handed sticks from the Braves side there, though Parker might have a little something going here. He has I've watched some of those starts. He does look better than like the underlying stats suggested when he first came up, kind of deal. But yeah, anything to say Nats Braves here?
It's going to be hard not to get Braves stacks in my portfolio today, but man, I am a Mitchell Parker respecter. Like,
Yeah.
I think this kid's pretty decent. Now he's got a handful of starts that he's given up 3 earned runs, and like the wheels haven't just ever like quite fallen off for him, and only given up 4 home runs so far. So maybe some regression heading his way, but I think for me it's just the fact that he looks like Kershaw like when he's out there. And so I'm just like completely just enamored with the fact that this dude clearly just like watched Kershaw on TV and tried to mimic everything that he
Yep.
did.
The
So
broadcast was actually talking about it one of the nights I was watching him.
yeah,
That,
dude,
like,
it's uncanny.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
he does give me like a little bit of Mackenzie Gore with maybe a slightly worse strikeout rate vibes,
definitely
where
worse.
it's like, yeah, like where it's just like he's been going 6, he's been giving up less than 3. Like that's just been like the MO for left-handed starter from that lineup or from that team rather.
Yeah, but like anytime you get a lefty against the Braves, obviously it's really hard to not take these righties from Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
So I'm definitely getting there, but I will say like I'm not pounding Atlanta in my drafts, but if they continue to be there every time, then maybe I will, just because it seems to be the easiest path.
Just a note on the Braves. Sean Murphy sat out yesterday. What day is it? It's Thursday. Yeah, he sat Wednesday. So yeah, he sat yesterday after being nicked up. He has a Q tag on the site. It kind of feels like Travis d'Arnaud day, and we love Travis d'Arnaud versus lefties just in general. So just throwing that one out as a little nugget for the people there. All right. We talked about kind of like Sonny Gray looks like the best pitching option on the slate there. Rockies aren't getting drafted just because they can't even hit at home. Why would they hit on the road all of a sudden? Yeah, just it feels like if you're going to Rockies bats today, it's for the pure sake of like leverage and being fully contrarian. But you alluded to that the Cards are kind of mispriced for what they've been doing recently, and they're coming alive. Nolan Gorman is the only one with an ADP inside of 30 there, or inside of 33 or 4, something like that. So yeah, talk to me about Rockies and Cards.
Yeah, like you see the slightly sub 3 run total for Colorado there. Not good. Not good. I don't think I'm even going to get to this team in a contrarian fashion today. But I will be doing a lot of Sonny Gray. Just feels very comfy, and considering the way like ADPs are scattered throughout the board today, it feels fine. It feels fine for my money. And then on the Cardinal side, I mean, they've got Burleson. Or is Burleson hurt again? Oh, no, there he is. Burleson and Donovan, they're the big burly lefties there.
Yep.
And then Goldschmidt heating up, and then Gorman also just like being just like so boom or bust. But I'm going to be taking a lot of Gorman today as well. This just feels really, really solid and super easy to get to. Now, Cal Quantrill has really surprised me so far this season and has not been bad. But like he's one of like a million pitchers with the sub-4 ERA. But he actually does seem to be having some. This seems to be somewhat sustainable.
Dare we say professional pitcher?
Professional pitcher, man. I think he added something to his arsenal too. I forget. Okay. Let me look it up. I thought I saw somebody mention what he has been throwing. So let me pull up his Savant page.
Yeah, while you mentioned that, I think he only had like the one bad start at Coors at the beginning of the year when people were stacking against him. That's the only big like blow up one that comes to mind. But yeah, he's been pitching well. Professional ass pitcher. One lineup note for the Cardinals here that it will be potentially a Mason Wynn rest day. He was another guy with a Q tag who rested yesterday with a back issue. They've been hitting him at the top of the order there. He's been like quote unquote hot. He had a nice, I think it was a 1 homer, 1 double game, if memory serves, for the Astros or against the Astros there. Rather, I think it was almost 30 fantasy points the other day. But there's a good chance he probably sits again today, but just one to monitor there because it'll either be in the lineup and hitting high in the order or he'll be out of the lineup entirely. That's what I would add. Yeah, what do you got for Cal?
Yeah, so it was a splitter. I thought it was a splitter. Okay. He added a splitter, and he's throwing. Well, he had it last season, but he's throwing it 35% of the time now, and it seems to be making a big difference. I mean, I don't know if I think they consider this off speed on Savant, and that off speed run value for him is at 100th percentile.
Wow.
which I think is like a cool metric that they've added as far as like how like cool you see like some of these expected values, and then you get to see what they are actually, trying to put a number to them to quantify it. Fastball is terrible, but that splitter has really been working for him. So I think there's something to it.
That makes a lot of sense from a pitch mix standpoint, as like a softer throwing righty who doesn't work up in the zone, that you add a split that falls out of the zone.
Right. Especially if
Like,
people are looking to hammer your fastball.
right. Yeah. Like you're just like pounding that bottom line over and over again, and you're just trying to paint like low and away outside corner, like he's the guy who throws 92 in the 90s kind of deal. It's like, well, what was the pitch of the day that would be that? It would be like change that falls down, or split that falls down off of that. It's just, it works so much better than like a sweeper that doesn't sweep when you just spin it and it stays flat on the same plane.
Yeah.
So it's just like that makes a lot of sense that would be like the adjustment that like a quote unquote righty thumber would make there. Like when you throw less than, I mean, baseball's changed so much. When you throw less than 95 from the right side, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that that's the benchmark now. Pour one out for our guy Chad here. Said he would have won the frozen rope if it wasn't for leadoff man Mike Talkman. I've seen this a lot recently with some of the smarter players on the site, where they take just leadoff hitters, and in particular leadoff hitters on the road, and they use them as a one-off in their lineups, opposed to using like a guy who hits like third, fourth, or fifth with isolated power as their one-off. I find this very interesting from like a macro strategy standpoint when you're building like a 4-man stack, or you're building like a 3-1-1, and then you just take the guy who on average is going to get like an extra 0.35 ABs per game over the course of the season. I don't know the math that if it's going to be more beneficial to use a leadoff guy with less pop as a one-off, or to use like an isolated power guy who's getting like 0.2 less at bats per game. Just something there, because it's not something that I do, but like
No.
TJ Friedel yesterday would have been another example, as like I mean, you ended up needing Reds onslaught, which was sad for my daytime diamond that probably would have won if we didn't get the India Grand Slam at the end there. Can we talk about that for a second? I'm just talking to myself right now. Sorry, Nez, I'm talking to you in circles here, but we got to talk about how fucking dumb the Rockies are yesterday.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Bottom of the ninth, they came back, or they blew a 4-0 lead, or they blew a lead where they were up 4. Then they're up 1 in the bottom of the ninth, and they have the lefty in to close, and he gives up a double, I think a double or something like that. Anyways, there's 2 outs, a runner on second, and first base open. You have Spencer Steer, noted lefty killer, at the dish, and you have Jake Fraley, who came into the ball game, on deck, and they pitch to Steer, and Steer hits a 3-run tank, or 2-run tank rather.
Yeah, completely changed the game.
Well, I mean, they were 1 out away from winning the game, and then they lose the game because of it. So it's like, but it's like it's a classic spot that you like walk the guy to get to the lefty, and it's like a weird one when you're the home team. I guess it was like kind of like the traditional adage that old talking heads will say is like, well, you don't put the go ahead run on base, right? You just you only leave the tying run on base, and it's just like, it's so archaic. It's like, no, you pitch to the matchup that you want, and you don't pitch to the dude who has like the craziest splits comparatively and hits lefties way harder. I don't know, man. It's
it doesn't surprise me from the Rockies.
Such bad baseball.
Yeah,
it's just,
they're doomed.
God. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Reds and Cubs here. Looks like a good hitting spot. Great American small part. Though I will say Javier Assad has been really good since last year. He did have one rougher in quotations outing in recent memory, there, but he was doing a really good job at limiting run production against him. I don't know if the wheels have fallen off just yet, but he's been pitching well. And then Hunter Green has the big K upside. But both of these lineups coming alive in recent memory. The Reds, albeit because they went to Coors, but the Reds they were in the basement in terms of home runs in the MLB, and they were really high. I think they were second to last in the league in terms of total average for a team and strikeout rate for a team. So they were really bad before they came alive in Coors recently. Does that carry over today, Nez?
It's a tough matchup, man. Like you said, Javier Assad is actually like pretty damn good. But maybe what this Reds team needed was a series at Coors to get back on track. But you've got Ellie, who since beginning, from the 1st of May has been just bad. I mean, there's really no other way to put it, man. Yeah, he's got 14 steals. That's awesome. But he's averaging 210, slugging 300, 70 WRC plus in that span. Like they need him.
If you take out the Coors series from that sample too, it drops to like
it's
180.
Worse. It's so much worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this team is like, in their home park, you want to get to them, but yeah, I'm not like rushing to load up on Red today against Javier Assad. Javier Assad, I'm gonna let the results scare me out of doing Red stuff today, I think. But now Hunter Green, like if I don't do Cub stuff, I am okay getting to Hunter Green. But you gotta be interested in the Cubs, man. Hunter Green throwing 100 miles an hour every pitch. You put some good wood on that, and there's runs on the board. So definitely into the Cubs today. It's just kind of like interesting, right? I can just see this two very polarizing results potentially in this game. So if no Cubs, I will do Hunter Green, man. I know it's risky, but the K upside is always going to get me.
Love it. Yeah. Chad asking if we see Noelvi Marte this year. Yes, like 1000%. As soon as the suspension is over, I imagine he'll be straight back to the big leagues and straight back to playing third base for this team. He's too good to keep out of this lineup, especially if they're in contention. I think the at-bats will come at expense of auxiliary outfielders. I think Freely and Fradel are probably pretty good. I think Stuart Fairchild and who's the other right-handed one? Probably just Fairchild. It'll probably be a combination between like whoever's hitting worse out of why am I blanking on the name? Who's the other right-hand? They had one more right-handed outfielder because they have to keep a right-handed outfielder because everyone else is left-handed for like a roster spot.
He's like new. Blake Dunn. He hasn't been out very, very long.
Yeah. So they'll have to make a decision on a right-handed outfielder there to couple with this. But like Benson's having a struggle right now. Anyways. I think the other option too is like when he goes to third is Candelario goes back to first and then Spencer Steer plays left field every single day. I think that's probably like the cleanest path. But yeah.
They're pretty like interestingly constructed team because like obviously when you get a righty on the mound for them, you get Friedel and Ellie and Fraley there, which like you love Ellie from the left side of the plate, but like some lefty killers, man, on this team too. So like it's very polarizing. It's like stars and scrubs, sort of, like depending on who's on the mound. But I kind of dig the way that they're put together, especially when Noelvi comes back.
Yeah, they are. They are very. I guess polarizing is the best way to use it because they are very split heavy. Like they are very extreme. Last two games on the slate, we got White Sox and Red Sox. Tanner Houck has been amazing this year. He deserves All-Star votes. He deserves to pitch in the All-Star game. IMO. We'll kind of gal-brain some of that stuff over the next month and have some laughs about it because everyone remembers Orlando Arcia. No, nobody remembers.
I don't want to remember.
National League starting shortstop for the All-Star game last year.
What a joke.
Yeah, I fucking hate this league sometimes.
Such a joke.
Yeah, the fan vote thing kind of threw a wrinkle in that bad boy. But yeah, it looks like best spot on the slate for onslaught stacking bats is Red Sox as of right now, especially in terms of run total, in terms of wind blowing out, and in terms of a not stretched out mid tier right handed starter there. Anything else to say about this just in general?
No, just that, like, I think the Red Sox look amazing here.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I think there's definitely some merit to getting to like low side stuff too, like just doing something funky like Dominic Smith, David Hamilton, something like that.
Yeah.
Like just getting like super goofy with it too. It's like they're one of those teams where you're gonna want to scroll a little bit further down. Diamondbacks and Padres. Diamondbacks did a funky little rest day yesterday, which saw Corbin Carroll come back to the top of the lineup there, but then they rested Marte and Walker in the middle of that lineup. Marte ended up pitch hitting. But yeah, just something to note. But what it led to was Blaze Alexander, who I've been telling you guys about all over this guy. He's on a monster tear. They moved him up to second in the order. And with Marte and Walker coming back in, yeah, maybe he stays down at the bottom, but I think this guy's doing enough to keep inching up, even against a right-hander there. But like Randy Vasquez, man, that you want to talk about a guy who's got like peaks and valleys and spike potential. Not the worst play in the world today as a contrarian starter, but probably don't need to get there. All right, Nez, what do you got?
Now, yeah, this is tough because it's like a good pitching park, but I don't really respect either of these guys as pitchers. So I'm going to end up getting to both these teams quite a bit and just like saying screw the park factor.
Okay.
I like the Padres quite a bit here. Arise just being a machine, hit machine, Crone zone, absolutely. I like Jackson Merrill, and then Peralta, like they just recently added to the team. I don't think I'm going to do that. Just want to throw that out there. I know he's a lefty, just has not looked good thus far this season. And no, Manny Machado most likely hurt his leg yesterday. They have him projected out here, which I think makes sense. Diamondback side of things, I can get here too, man. Park factor aside, this is just a really good matchup for a team that, started out super hot, cooled down a little bit, but I just still think when you look at this lineup, man, they're really easy to get to. And if Corbin Carroll's leading off, I'll do that with Marte and paired with, it's just really easy to stack up this team. Like I feel comfortable 1 through 9 pairing these guys in a lineup.
Sounds good to me, man. Yeah. It does feel like, if this game was being played in Arizona instead of San Diego, that like these run totals would each be like 0.8 higher, and these two teams would have like, fives across the board. But yes, we're going to get watered down Padres lineup for sure, because Manny Machado got lifted from yesterday's game. That leads me to like one last nugget from the Cubs there is I don't expect Christopher Morel. He left yesterday's game as well with an apparent, I think it was a leg. I think it was like almost like a hamstring kind of thing. Not as bad as Corey Seager's looked. Yeah, it was either. Yeah,
it was
like
his
lower
foot.
Leg. Foot. Okay. There you go. No, you're right. You're right.
Fouled it off.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I'm getting the Corey Seager one and his mixed up. All right, let's do this, Nez. Let's rip a draft. Gonna hop in here right now. 3-bagger Thursday. Let's get this thing filled up.
Yeah, I got some work to do here.
3 more spots. Yeah, the daytime diamond always makes the main lag behind a bit.
It does, yeah.
Because like people get like, we're human beings, and you can't really auto draft baseball to the same capacity in which you can auto draft like basketball or something. So people do genuinely get like some draft fatigue, where it's like they do 20 drafts in the morning, they get all excited for the morning slate, and then they're kind of monitoring the morning slate, and then they're like, oh, I kind of got my like sweat for the day. I'll put a couple more in for the main slate closer to lock, opposed to being like, hey, I'm researching the main slate all day long. Oh, a new lineup comes out. Now I'll hop in a draft. Oh, another new lineup. Oh, maybe another draft. It definitely messes with the dynamics of drafting on a given day.
Yeah, it does. But we sort of saw it lag yesterday too with the daytime diamond, but I think it covered I think it got to like 90% yesterday. It picked up like toward the end. So I would anticipate something like that today too, where you're going to see like draft rooms just like snap filling here in a second.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, we roll this 2-hole one here. Do you have a lean between maybe as a faulter respecter and the lefty thing, you would be Judge over Otani, but do you have a lean between, Judge versus Devers, or is it just Judge because he's hot?
Man, probably Judge, but I cannot fault anybody for like wanting to get overweight Devers today.
All right, let's try it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm a Pablo Lopez respecter. I mean, he hasn't been amazing in recent memory, but he was good
right,
last
but we know
time
he's
out.
good, right? Yeah, exactly. So the matchup is so much better for Devers. The weather is on his side. Man, these Reds, it would be kind of interesting to see like what this Red Sox team would be like if they weren't like so hurt, because like they're playing really good for what they've got.
Yeah. Well, they had the best pitching staff across the board in baseball for the first month and a half of the season in terms of like ERA, xERA, all this sort of stuff. And then now it's kind of like, okay, they weren't that good, but they have like a couple guys who can on any given day go out and shut you down like Pivetta did last night, like Tanner Houck's been doing, that sort of thing. But the wheels are kind of fallen off a little bit on Brian Bello. And some of the back end bullpen stuff hasn't been as strong. But yeah, you're right. I mean, like having Casas back in the middle of this lineup every single day, they've been doing a lot without Tyler O'Neill. I mean, Trevor Story's done for the year.
Right.
They've, it's kind of been hard done by. Yeah.
And they just lost Wilyer Abreu too.
Oh shit! I didn't even
not
know
for
that
the
one.
season, but 10 days. He just got through on the 10-day IL, and he was like giving them a lot of good ABs. But man, like they've really surprised me with how well that they're playing right now.
We see Gorman go there. Ricky hat tip to Ricky took down one of the slates over the weekend there. For a fellow Vancouverite. So
nice.
There you go.
Ricky. I always say that name to myself whenever I'm like drafting with him. For whatever reason, it makes me my brain has to smile.
Say it. We could do the Jarren Duran pairing together, or we can do Sonny Gray.
What's Awen gonna do?
Let's do it.
He's gonna take Duran. If I know this dude, like I think I do.
I think he just puts in ranks and then just auto rips them. And yeah, like he just missed the Otani Freeman stack there. I don't know, man. Like
just take Freeman.
I don't really like it.
All right,
lefty. I don't know. I'd rather take Tyler O'Neill and then
let's go Ton.
And find a scroll stack.
Cool. You got options, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh yes, I did see this. Cameron. I didn't. He hurt himself going down the dugout stairs, and then people were saying that this team's cursed and blah blah blah. I'm pretty sure
they are cursed.
The Section 10 guys made like a bit out of it.
Well, I'm sure they did.
Yeah,
they are cursed, man. This is what happens whenever like it's like you have this cheap ass ownership, and the team is performing so well, but they can't be rewarded for looking like they were sharp.
Did you see the Chris Sale tribute yesterday? Was it yesterday or the day before? No. One of the 2 days when the Braves were there. It was hysterical. Like it was as if like you put the hot dog race up on the board. Maybe even less enthusiastic than that. And they're like, "Thank you, Chris Sale," and he's like waving his hat and stuff like that. And it was just crickets, man. It was just like fucking golf claps from like 60% of the stands. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're a fan, you're pissed. It's like, why didn't we fucking re-sign this guy? Like,
well, it's also that like you see him be electric for the White Sox, then he comes to you and he's just hurt for 3 years, and then he leaves you and he's electric again. Like he basically didn't even play for them too. We could try and do some Cubs stuff.
I was going to suggest Cubs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. It stinks without Morel, but like I think Belly is interesting. Unless you wanted to go a
Yeah.
different route.
Yeah, let's do belly. I don't know. This is my first draft, so I'm kind of like just like feeling through
These
a
I
bit of
will
the
say, man,
ADP and stuff.
these lobbies are tough. Just because it's like the decisions, like yesterday felt really easy to rip a million drafts. Today is a little more difficult.
Yeah. Let's do
You don't agree? You're struggling right now to make a pick.
yeah, no, I'm just thinking of like something that's fun that's like scrolly. Fuck, let's take my guy.
There you go. Play the weather.
Play the weather. The wind is blowing out.
It's gonna be
We
11
compare.
runs scored by the White Sox alone today.
I mean, they look much better. I know Tommy Pham went on the IL there, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate. But yeah, but like just Corey Julks looks pretty good at the top of that. Like Corey Lee looks pretty good. They got Sosa back up. They got I don't know. Like
I don't
I'm
know about
finding
those
these.
guys, man. I think if the bull
Okay.
case is like maybe Andrew Vaughn like gets some positive regression going his way.
Yeah,
Because like he's been so shitty, and he's not as bad as he's been.
I'm a changed man, GA. I am a changed man today.
Got to get a little weird. Got to get a little weird.
Yeah, this last one's gonna be interesting here. I think I know what I want to do, but oh, never mind. I can't. A-Win took him. I was going to take Emmanuel Valdez. So take Connor Wong, add it to this one, and then make this like a 3-1-1. We could take Andrew Vaughn and make it a 2-2-1.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I would let me look here. Yeah, man, I think Vaughn is kind of regressing in a good, positive regression in a good way. And this is
Yeah,
a good matchup here, but it's Hauk, not a good matchup against Hauk. I mean, but just good weather. That's all.
yeah. I mean, I'll definitely have a little Gavin Sheets today because
Yeah,
that's inevitable.
he's outfield, right?
Yeah. Um. Yeah, we could take Vaughn righty. I think Hauk's splits are pretty solid. Let's use as the one off, and let's take Connor Wong.
All right.
Say he hits in the middle of that lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, I did a little bit of Andrew Vaughn and stuff like that yesterday, but wasn't. I don't know. Like he laced like yeah, it is. It's just so tough for a righty. But that being said, we already made a Lubob bet, but the Lubob bet feels different. Like it just feels like a one off tank.
It's Lubob.
We played a little bit of hits there with Boston Stack. Boston feels like it's going to be very highly owned, especially an easy one that's put together like this. But we did pair it with Sonny Gray, which looks at least a little bit contrarian that Sonny Gray fell in terms of ADP there. But maybe we should have opted for the Duran pick. And then Bellinger as a one-off, same thesis, Great American Small Park, run into a fastball, even though it's a tough matchup. Lou Bob run into a fastball from Tanner Houck, despite him being really, really good this year. A little bit of weather working in our favor. Great Devers, Wong, Ton, Belly, Bomb, and LBJ. Not a bad team. I do know what you mean, where it's like you have to think a little bit more on this slate because people are like fighting you for the same stacks. I guess yesterday didn't feel like that to me because I wasn't playing any of the chalk.
Yeah.
So like maybe that's different. But yeah, interesting stuff. Yeah. Fun slate.
It is a fun slate. I wish I would have loved to see what I had a profitable slate for the first time in like weeks, and I had 45% Seager. So I would have loved to have seen what could have happened if that was not the case.
Yeah, fair enough, man. That might have been yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's it. That's interesting. I don't know. Might have led you to not playing, Smith, not getting contrarian with some Texas stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is what it is.
Yeah, John, it's interesting that, it does have a bigger prize pool, but I would also say that MLB had the daytime diamond already, and hoops is an auto draft sport. So, like, you can always, it's the same way that, like, NBA has a big prize pool all season long. is that. But it's great to see that, yeah, they did start out with a bang with WNBA. I hope we can fill it because it is nice to see a prize pool of that magnitude on the site.
Yeah, it's nice to have another contest to draft, and like seeing that comment quite a bit. I'm not like picking on John here, but seeing these comments quite a bit, like the Underdog making the WNBA contest the size that it is, it's not like picking on other sports. The liquidity speaks for itself. You know,
Right.
it is what it is. It's not like deterring from baseball, in my opinion, unless it gets like to the point where it's like unavoidable. But like, it's not going to be that big. Like, there's factors here. Let's you know think about why the prize pools are what they are, because the game, it's hoops, a WNBA or NBA is just a completely different game than football, hockey, and baseball. They're just so different, and you don't have to think. There's people that play hoops, max enter, and they don't for a second look at who they draft. It's crazy. You just don't have to.
Yeah. Yep. Fair enough, man. Dog is completely upside down like this across the back of the couch.
Jealous. That's how I'm trying to be.
Bizarre. Yeah, man. I might go join him for a hot minute here. Put on a little daytime baseball, rip a couple drafts. I'll be hanging out in those lobbies the remainder of the day here. I think we'll do something a little paywall tomorrow. Yeah, treat the members to a little something, maybe a quick slate breakdown, followed by some football or something like that. But we will talk about that behind closed doors and then get it back to you guys. But I would count on some content coming your guys' way tomorrow. If you're not a member, there's a link down below in the description. Click on our YouTube page, whatever. I mean, it's less than one of those drafts a month to just join up, and gives you access to some premium content and hopefully some premium guests in the future to there. Any other stuff you want to say, Nez?
No, that the memberships are the best deal in town.
They are.
It
are
is what it
good.
is.
Yeah, it's less than a Starbucks coffee. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Best of luck to everybody on the platform tonight, whether it's MLB, WNBA, or NBA Finals. Going to be a lot of fun stuff to watch. And then we got Stanley Cup Finals starting tomorrow night, I think. Maybe Saturday night. Those are starting this weekend as well. So going to be a lot of good sports action coming our way. And I actually did see that the UFL, Underdog Fantasy, is sponsoring the UFL now. So when you were watching in the red zone and someone's about to score a touchdown on Fox there, you can just go ahead and look on the field there, and you'll see that nice Underdog logo going down.
That's what's up, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. They do sponsor the Women's Hockey League as well, which is always airing on TSN here, and they're on the boards in that one because my dad always points it out.
Make it bigger. Make the contest bigger, and it starts with the sponsorships. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Membership is basically free. I appreciate that. Woo woo. Wow. And yeah, glad Nimby gifted one out there so that Seth could join up there. All right. Let's tie a bow on that thing. Best of luck, Daytime Diamond. Best of luck, all the contests today. If you're not playing Underdog Fantasy, use promo code MLB at sign up. You get a 50% match deposit up to $500 USD. So that would result in $250 in bonus cash in your account to play through. That is 10 BBM entries on the house. Pretty good deal for the first time depositors right there. Wish we could still take advantage of that one there.
Take me back.
All right. On behalf of Nez and myself, I am John, and this is everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Peace. Hit that like, subscribe, notification. Appreciate you guys.